Hello, and welcome to Susu's Kindergarten Videos. Today I want to introduce to you Lenten Rose. This is in the genus of Hellebore, and it's also in the family of buttercups. I don't know if you've ever seen yellow buttercups blooming in your lawn, but these are related. And when I was a child, we would pick the yellow buttercups and hold them under our chin. And if the reflection on our chin was yellow, then it was said that we loved butter. It was a fun game to play when I was a child, and it's a fond memory of mine. Hellebore is a perennial, and it has evergreen foliage. And you can see it's a little tattered, because this has come through the winter. We are now in February, and this is the first perennial I have blooming in my garden. It has been very cold and snowy and icy, and this has been budding since January. I have been watching it. And in January, the buds were tightly closed at the base of this plant, and they were a beautiful purple color. This perennial comes in several colors: white, pinks, mauves, purples. It's just wonderful. Not only is it evergreen, it blooms early, but it's also deer resistant, which is very important to me because I live in a highly populated deer area. I wanted to share with you the reproductive parts of this flower. You can see already the stamens are opening up around the edge of this flower. And if you remember, the stamens produce the pollen right on the end there. And I'm actually getting some pollen on the end of my pointer. You can see the little white granules. Now, if I go over here to the stigma, which is on the tip of the pistil, I'm actually fertilizing or pollinating this flower. So that's kind of cool. That's very fun. Now the pistil, of course, is the female part of the flower. And you can also see more of the stamens around the edge that have not even opened up yet. They're tightly closed down there at the base. You can also see the nectary glands at the base of this flower, and you have to look very closely to see them. But this is what produces nectar for the pollinators, the very few pollinators that are around this time of the year. And they will come to get food, the sugar that's in the nectar. And they will transfer the pollen, which gets on their bodies, and then they will rub up against the pistils and get the pollen on there, just like I did just now. So that's pretty cool. Now, I also have another hellebore that's growing right next door to the Lenten Rose. And this one is called Bear's Foot. And it looks completely different, as you can see. It has a green flower, which is kind of unusual. And they really kind of hang down in a bell-shaped, and they're not fully opened right now. You can see, though, the reproductive parts down in the center of that bud. Now, the foliage is quite different from the Lenten Rose. You can see the leaf is finger-like, the leaves are very narrow, whereas on the Lenten Rose, they're wide and thick and leathery. Now, I was lucky enough to find a flower from the bear's foot hellebore that had already been pollinated and fertilized. You can see there in the center of the bud is the ovary, and inside the ovary are the seeds. And the seeds will grow and mature, and then the ovary will open up and release the seeds. And that's what's so wonderful about hellebores, is they reseed in your garden. So you have one and they really reproduce all throughout your garden. And you can see where mine have spread. And I love that in a perennial. I like to fill in areas. And the other great thing about this perennial is it is deer resistant, which I am always looking for perennials that the deer do not enjoy. And this is really proven to be one that they do not like. So I enjoy that for sure. The greatest thing, though, about hellebore is the time of year that they bloom. Like I said, it is February, and this is blooming like it was 60 degrees outside. But it's been cold and snowy, as I said, and this has really pushed through and bloomed in the garden. And it's a harbinger, a sign that spring is very close by. So I hope I've brightened your day by learning maybe a perennial that you did not know about before. So over and out from Susu's Garden. Love you.